My boyfriend cheated on me with my best friend. I've been in a relationship with my boyfriend Sam for 2 years now. Everything was great at first. He was sweet, caring, and we had so much fun together. I thought we were building something real, but lately something felt off. He was distant, his messages became shorter, and we stopped having the same kind of connection we once had. I figured it was just the stress of life and didn't think much of it. Meanwhile, my best friend Lisa and I have known each other since high school. She's been my rock through thick and thin. We had this unspoken rule that we'd always have each other's backs, no matter what. A few weeks ago, I started noticing some strange things. Lisa and Sam began spending more time together. At first, I thought nothing of it. They're both my close friends. But then, I started to feel this sinking feeling in my stomach. The way they would look at each other, the inside jokes, the texts exchanged late at night, something didn't sit right. Then one day, I came home early from work, and I heard voices coming from the living room. I wasn't expecting anyone, so I went inside, and there they were, Sam and Lisa sitting on the couch, looking so guilty as I walked in. My heart dropped. Before I could even say anything, Sam stood up and tried to explain, but I could already see the truth in his eyes. He admitted to me that he had been cheating on me with Lisa for the past 2 months. My best friend, the one person I trusted the most in the world. They said they had developed feelings for each other, and it just happened. I couldn't even speak. I just stood there, feeling like my entire life was falling apart. How could they do this to me? To us? I don't know how to move forward from this. I don't even want to talk to either of them right now. It hurts too much. I never thought I'd be in a situation like this. I'm so confused, angry, and heartbroken. Has anyone else gone through something like this? How do I even start healing from something like this? It's been a few days since everything went down. I've barely slept, and every time I close my eyes, I can't stop seeing their faces, Sam and Lisa, sitting there like nothing had happened. Every time I think about it, I feel this wave of anger and sadness crashing over me, but I'm also starting to realize something that I didn't see before. After that confrontation, Sam kept texting me, saying how sorry he was and that he made a huge mistake. He said he loved me and that it was a one-time lapse in judgment. But to be honest, hearing him apologize just made me feel worse. How do you apologize for something like this? How do you look someone in the eyes and say, you love them after betraying their trust like that? I didn't respond to him. I just needed space. And then there was Lisa, my best friend. She sent me a message too, but I couldn't bring myself to open it. I was too hurt. The person I trusted the most had betrayed me in the worst way possible. I thought we had a bond that no one could break, but apparently I was wrong. The more I thought about it, the more I started to question everything. Was it all a lie? Were there signs I missed? How long were they planning this behind my back? I started going through my memories, looking for answers. It was like my whole relationship with Sam and my friendship with Lisa were just shattered pieces. I couldn't put together anymore. A part of me wants to forgive them, to believe that maybe this was just a mistake. But another part of me knows that trust is something you can't get back easily. And honestly, I don't even know if I want to. I talked to my mom and a few other close friends, and they've all told me that I deserve better. But I feel so conflicted. I spent so much time with both of them, and now it feels like they're strangers. I don't know how to let go of the person I thought I knew. I'm still trying to figure out what to do next. Do I cut them both out of my life for good, or is there a chance for reconciliation? Can I ever trust either of them again? I guess I'll just take it one day at a time and focus on healing. But for now, I'm just trying to wrap my head around the fact that 2 of the people I loved the most turned out to be the ones who hurt me the most. A week has passed, and I've spent the last few days in a fog. The anger is still there, but so is the numbness. It feels like I'm stuck in this in-between place, neither fully angry nor able to move on. I've been doing a lot of thinking, but nothing seems to make sense. How could everything change so quickly? How could 2 people I trusted so deeply hurt me? Sam hasn't stopped texting. At first I ignored his messages, but now I find myself reading them, trying to see if there's some sincerity behind his words. But every time I read his apologies, I feel sick to my stomach. His words feel empty now. The reality is, it's not just about the cheating. It's about the betrayal. How could he go behind my back with someone I considered a sister? He says he's sorry, but can an apology really make up for everything? Lisa, on the other hand, hasn't reached out as much. She sent me one final message, asking if we could meet to talk. I'm not sure if I want to. Honestly, I don't think I could look her in the eye and not feel that stabbing pain in my chest. How do you confront the person who hurt you the most? The person you thought you knew better than anyone? I've had moments where I wanted to scream at them both, demand answers, but I know it won't change anything. The truth is, no matter what they say, it doesn't undo what they did. The trust is broken beyond repair. The hardest part is the guilt. I keep wondering if I should try to fix things, if I should forgive them. But I keep reminding myself that forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting. It doesn't mean I should keep them in my life just because I've known them for years. I have to remember that I deserve more than this. I deserve people who will value and respect me, not ones who will betray me without a second thought. So I've made a decision. I'm cutting them both out of my life. It's not going to be easy, and there will be days when I question whether I'm doing the right thing, but I can't continue living in the shadows of their lies. I have to choose myself. I have to start over and rebuild my trust, not in them, but in myself. I can't keep holding on to people who don't deserve me. It's going to hurt. I know that, but I'm done letting this define me. It's time to let go and move move on. I don't know what the future holds, but I know that this chapter of my life is over. It's been a month since I made the decision to cut Sam and Lisa out of my life. I won't lie, it hasn't been easy. Some days, the pain still feels fresh, like it just happened yesterday. There are moments when I wonder if I did the right thing, but deep down, I know I had no other choice. I couldn't keep letting them control my happiness, my peace of mind. I needed to heal. At first, I found myself reaching for my phone, almost instinctively, to check if they had reached out. It's hard to unlearn habits that you've built for years, but every time I resisted, I felt a small sense of empowerment. I realized how much emotional energy I had been pouring into a relationship that wasn't worth it anymore. I started focusing on myself again, something I hadn't done in a long time. I spent more time with my family, reconnected with old friends, and did things that made me happy. I took up painting again, something I used to love, but had neglected over the years. It felt good to create something just for me. No one else was involved, and it was pure. I also started seeing a therapist. I knew that if I wanted to truly heal, I couldn't do it alone. Talking to someone who didn't judge, someone who just listened, helped me process all the emotions I had been holding in. It felt like I was finally able to breathe again. The weight on my chest slowly started to lift, but the hardest part was facing the loneliness. Sometimes I still missed Sam and Lisa, what we used to have. I missed the fun, the laughter, the companionship. It was hard to come to terms with the fact that those moments were built on lies, and even harder that the people I trusted the most betrayed me in the worst way. There were moments when I wished I could just erase all the hurt and move forward without the scars, but I realized that the scars are a part of me now. They remind me of my strength, of the lessons I've learned, and of how far I've come. I've also learned that not every loss needs to be mourned. Yes, I've lost a boyfriend and a best friend, but I've gained so much more: self-respect, clarity, and independence. I've started to appreciate my own company, and I've become more comfortable in my own skin. I'm not the same person I was when I first found out. I'm stronger, wiser, and more in tune with what I need from the people I allow into my life. I'm not saying that I've completely moved on, or that I'm fully healed. Some days are better than others, but I'm learning to live with the pain, to accept it as part of my journey, and I'm starting to trust again, just not in the way I did before. Trusting myself, my instincts, and my ability to navigate through life on my own. I've learned that the most important relationship I'll ever have is the one with myself, and as I continue to heal, I know that I'll be okay, no matter what. It's been 6 months since I cut Sam and Lisa out of my life. Looking back now, I can honestly say I feel like a completely different person. I still have my bad days, of course, but the pain no longer consumes me the way it used to. I'm slowly rebuilding my life, piece by piece. I've learned that healing is not a linear process. It's full of ups and downs, and sometimes it feels like I'm taking 2 steps forward and 1 step back. But that's okay. What matters is that I'm moving forward, even if it's at my own pace. I've focused on becoming the best version of myself. I've thrown myself into my passions, writing, traveling, and even starting a new hobby of hiking. Nature has a way of calming my mind, reminding me that there's a whole world out there to explore beyond the pain of my past. I've met new people, made new friends, and allowed myself to be open to new experiences. And with each new connection, I've realized that the world isn't as small as it seemed when I was wrapped up in that toxic relationship. The most surprising part of this journey has been rediscovering my own strength. For so long, I thought I needed someone else to complete me. But now, I know that I am enough on my own. I've learned to trust myself and make decisions that are right for me, not anyone else. The best part is that I've stopped seeking validation from others. I've learned to validate myself. As for Sam and Lisa, I still think about them from time to time. I won't lie, there are moments when I wonder how they're doing, if they've changed, or if they regret what they did. But I no longer let those thoughts control me. I know that whatever happened between us was part of my journey, and they no longer have the power to affect my future. I've even started dating again. It feels strange at times, but also freeing. I'm taking things slow, focusing on building a connection based on trust and mutual respect. I've realized that I don't need to rush into anything. I want to make sure that I'm in a healthy place, both mentally and emotionally. Before I open my heart to someone new, I'm no longer the person I was 6 months ago, broken and uncertain. I'm stronger, wiser, and more resilient. I've learned that my worth doesn't depend on anyone else. It comes from within. And while the scars from the past will always be there, they no longer define me. They're just reminders of how far I've come. As I look ahead, I'm excited for what the future holds. I know that life will bring challenges, but I also know I'm capable of overcoming them. I'm ready to embrace whatever comes next, with an open heart and a clear mind. A year has passed since I ended things with Sam and Lisa, and I can honestly say I've never felt more at peace with myself. The weight that once seemed unbearable has now become a part of my story, but it no longer drags me down. Instead, it's shaped me into someone who understands their worth and values their own happiness above all else. I've been reflecting a lot on how far I've come. When I first went through the betrayal, I thought I'd never be able to trust again, that I'd always be stuck in the pain of what Sam and Lisa did. But time has a way of healing wounds, and as I grew, I realized that forgiveness doesn't mean allowing people back into your life. It means freeing yourself from the anger and bitterness, and no longer letting them control your emotions. I've learned that closure doesn't always come from others. It can come from within. I didn't need to hear Sam or Lisa apologize for me to move forward. I did that for myself. I'm the one who gets to decide what defines me, not them. The most incredible part of this this journey has been the relationships I've formed along the way. While I've distanced myself from people who didn't respect me, I've also attracted people who truly care. My circle is smaller now, but it's filled with people who genuinely support and uplift me. I've made friends who understand what I've been through and who encourage me to keep growing. I've also come to understand that it's okay to take time for yourself. I no longer feel guilty for choosing my own well-being over others' expectations. I've learned how to set boundaries and say no when something doesn't feel right. And most importantly, I've learned to trust my instincts. They've guided me through some of the toughest decisions in my life. As for dating, I've been seeing someone recently, someone who has shown me what a healthy relationship can look like. It's still early, but I can tell this is different. We've built a foundation of respect, communication, and trust. I'm not rushing into anything, but I'm enjoying this new chapter, knowing that I'm capable of loving again without compromising myself. I'm proud of the woman I've become, the one who doesn't settle for less than she deserves, the one who chooses herself first. The past will always be a part of me, but it doesn't control me anymore. I'm finally in a place where I can look back without pain, without regret. I can smile at the lessons I've learned and the strength I've gained. The future feels open, full of possibility, and for the first time in a long time, I'm excited about what's to come. I've realized that the most important relationship in my life is the one I have with myself, and no matter what happens, I'll always have me. It's been 2 years since I first discovered Sam's betrayal, and as I sit here today, I can say with full certainty that I'm no longer the person I was back then. I'm not defined by the pain of the past, and I've learned to embrace every part of my journey. The good, the bad, and the ugly. They've all led me to this point, a place where I can look forward with excitement and gratitude, rather than fear or regret. A lot has changed in these 2 years. I'm still with the person I started dating a few months ago, and I've never felt more secure in a relationship. We've built something real, built on mutual respect and trust. It's not perfect, but it's healthy, and I've learned to appreciate the little things. Honesty, kindness, communication, things that I once took for granted. It feels different this time, and I'm not afraid to give love again, because I know the importance of setting boundaries and being true to myself. I've also grown a lot in my career. I've been pushing myself to do things I once thought were out of reach, and it's paying off. I've found myself in roles and situations that excite me, that challenge me, and most importantly, that make me proud of who I am and what I've accomplished. I've learned that success isn't just about the things you achieve, it's about the person you become in the process. But the most important change has been within me. I've come to realize that the key to true happiness lies in acceptance. Not just accepting others, but accepting myself. I'm not perfect. I still have flaws, insecurities, and moments of doubt, but I've learned to embrace them as part of who I am. I'm no longer trying to fit into someone else's idea of what I should be. I'm living for myself, not for anyone else's approval. The people who betrayed me in the past no longer occupy space in my thoughts. I don't feel anger when I think of Sam or Lisa anymore. Instead, I feel a sense of release, like I've let go of something heavy that was weighing me down. I don't need to keep reliving the hurt they caused. I've forgiven them in my own way, but I've also moved on. My life is different now, not because I've erased the past, but because I've learned how to grow from it. I've realized that the people who leave your life aren't the ones who define your worth. I define my own worth now. It's not about anyone else's validation. It's about knowing that I am enough, just as I am. As I look ahead, I'm not afraid of the unknown. In fact, I'm excited. Life has so much to offer, and I'm ready to take it all in. I don't know what's next, but I know that whatever comes my way, I'm strong enough to handle it. I've already overcome the hardest thing I thought I'd ever face, and that gives me the confidence to take on whatever challenges lie ahead. I've learned that the future isn't something to fear, it's something to embrace. The past may have been painful, but it's shaped me into someone capable of handling anything that comes my way, and no matter where life takes me, I'll continue to choose myself every single day. It's hard to believe how much time has passed since everything fell apart. It feels like a lifetime ago, yet the lessons I've learned, the growth I've experienced, and the person I've become feel so fresh and real. As I sit here today, I feel an overwhelming sense of gratitude, not just for where I am now, but for everything that led me here. The pain, the betrayal, the heartbreak, all of it has shaped me into someone who truly understands the value of self-worth and self-love. I no longer look for validation from anyone. I don't need it. I've learned to stand on my own, to trust myself, and to find happiness from within. That's something I never understood before, but now it feels like the most important lesson I could have learned. My relationship with Sam and Lisa no longer holds any power over me. The anger I once carried has faded into a quiet acceptance of what happened. It was a painful chapter in my life, but it's just that, a chapter. It doesn't define my entire story. I've realized that the people who hurt you don't deserve to continue occupying space in your heart. The people who matter are the ones who lift you up, who make you feel seen and valued, and who encourage your growth. And I've found that. I've surrounded myself with people who care about me, people who show up for me, and people who accept me as I am, flaws and all. I've built new friendships, deepened old ones, and even found a romantic partner who respects me and cherishes me for exactly who I am. We don't have a perfect relationship, but we have one built on trust, communication, and mutual respect. And that's everything. There are still days when I miss the person I used to be, the version of me who trusted without hesitation, who believed in love without doubt. But I know that the version of me now is stronger, wiser, and more capable of navigating life's ups and downs. I've let go of the person I was before, but I've also embraced the person I've become. As for the future, I no longer fear it. I welcome it. The unknown doesn't scare me. I know I have the tools to face whatever comes my way. I have the strength to handle challenges, the wisdom to learn from mistakes, and the heart to love deeply without losing myself in the process. I've made peace with my past. And now, I'm focused on building a future that aligns with the person I've become, the person I am proud to be. The past will always be a part of me, but it no longer holds me back. I'm moving forward with my head held high and my heart open, ready for whatever life brings next.